Trading time frames, how important are they? So great question there, Dom. Trading timescales, how they affect me, and clashes more importantly. Clashes are really important. Yes, they do affect me in a large way, and anybody knows from the trading guide or whatever, I'm really quite hot on time frames. Time frames is really important because some time ago, a couple of years ago, it really dawned on me how important time frames are to your trading, because you can have a set of execution, an edge, whatever you want to call it, and over one period of time it will sort of break even, another time it might lose, and then on another one you might make an absolute killing from the same thing, just over a different time period. Obviously there's lots of different things happening in different time periods, so to ignore the fact that timescales are important is foolish. But more importantly, when it comes to clashes, it's even bigger. Because when there's a clash with races, everything stops in one place and everything is maybe a bit more pumped up in the other. So I'm assuming you're probably referring to a Saturday afternoon there, Dom, when you asked that question, or maybe even a Bank Holiday Monday. Bank Holiday Mondays are always the worst for it. And I say the worst because clashes don't really benefit me that much, and it depends on your trading style. I'm a big advocate of having your own trading style and focusing on what works for you and just completely forgetting about the weaknesses. But basically, bank holidays, Saturdays sometimes, busy Saturday afternoon in the summer in particular, there's lots of racing and the scheduling's tight. There's only 5 minutes between races sometimes. So if one race is then delayed and it overlaps the next race, it can completely screw up your day. Especially if it's a Channel 4 race that's then delayed that goes over the others, because as far as delays happen, as far as delays go, if everybody's watching what's happening instead of the race you're trading, there's going to be not a lot happening in that market. The best advice I can give you, obviously, is to plan ahead, know which ones benefit you, know which ones don't, and completely avoid them. If something changes and a clash happens with the race scheduling, jockey breaks his leg, they have to wait for the ambulance, whatever, I've seen it all over the years. If that happens, then you might need to reassess the situation. You might need to take a seat back and just avoid some races, because there's no point trying to trade a market, even if it's at post time, when everybody's still watching the previous race, or it's been delayed 20 minutes. And this is another reason it's really important to have live pictures as well, so you actually know what's happening at the course, because we all expect the races to go off on time or thereabouts, but if you've not got live pictures, you don't know what's happening, and that jockey's broke his leg and they're waiting for the ambulance or whatever and it's going off 20 minutes late. You're sat there trading something that isn't really happening. And even when it is happening, things vary. Things do change. There's coverage over the TV, if there's an overlap. And also, interestingly, particularly on Bank Holiday Monday, you'll see it, there'll be a flurry of money into the market as the last race finishes, when they're that close and they're that tight. Because all that is a viewing public, all the eyeballs that are on the races that are punting, on the exchange, with the bookies are hedging, you've got people doing all sorts of crazy things in the exchange. But they're all waiting for that point where the market's its most fluid and there's most money available to be matched. So when there's scheduling tight like that and there's overlaps and all this crazy stuff going on, it will affect your day. So time frame's really important, number one. Number two, when there's a clash, beware, particularly if you like scalping around post time, because it will not be behaving the same. So you just need to improvise and sort of adapt to overcome that set of circumstances. But the key with everything is to be aware before it even happens. Sudden movement happens late. Clashes can actually mean markets just go from activity to sort of zero activity when you didn't expect it. But be very aware of that. Think about it logically, and sort of try and structure your trading day around that. Hope that answers your question as best as possible there, Dom.